Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. It is a cold, cold morning on the farm this morning. I think it's in the low 20s. Everything is frosted, frozen up, which is a whole different set of problems. But anyway, got a call from our neighbor just a few minutes ago. He saw some coyotes coming out our driveway from where the cattle are at. So we need to run out and check on them this morning and see, make sure everything's okay out there. We got a little over 3.5 inches of rain here the day before yesterday. I'm going to insert some footage here in just a minute to show you what it looked like out at the hay barn. It was a mess. I mean, it was a teetotal mess. And we had just moved the chickens. Well, ended up putting them right where there was some drainage. So they're in a muddy mess. We got to move them today. I'm not sure what all we're going to get into. But let's go check those cows first and make sure everybody's okay out there. What are you doing in here? If we had a coyote and you're in here, I am not going to be happy. Oh man, I must have closed her up in here last night. Daggone. I don't have any fire left. It's cold. Is there anything left in here? Nope. Just ash. Oh well. Morning. Got one down here. All right, we need to count 18. I got one in the field down there I saw as I was coming up. Two, 3, 4, 5. Morning, girls. We got so to 5 to here, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, scoot, 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 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Everybody is here. Nobody looks any worse for the wear. Phew, I think we're probably okay. What I've done the past 2 days, because it's been so wet and so muddy, and this is a sacrifice pasture. Just keep in mind it's a sacrificial pasture, so it's going to be kind of rough. But the past couple days I brought a roll of hay in here and just set it in the breezeway of the barn and let them eat it, and then let the rest of it just kind of fall so it can kind of compost, produce a little bit of heat coming up and that sort of thing. So seems to be working okay. Everybody looks pretty good. I got a couple of girls out here that are looking a little skinny. But this time of year, you know, I don't want them to. We're keeping plenty of hay. We're keeping it's mineral right there. Keeping mineral on them. We got water. It just, you know, we just do the best we can. So, but overall, everybody's okay. I'm not saying that they're not okay. Everybody's doing all right. So 18. Whew. What a relief. That old 28. All right, everybody's here, accounted for, looks good, no problems. Christian, my neighbor, called me this morning. He said that his sister's dog had come running out the driveway barking, and he saw a pack of coyotes coming out the end of our driveway. Right, let's see if I can get it where y'all can see it. Right out there, which is right here where the cows are at, and he was worried primarily about that littlest small calf that we got. She's in there, she's fine, she looks good, everybody's, but it's a little bit of a scare. And then I find Angel shut up in the shop. I must have closed her up in there last night. That's my own fault. But everybody's okay. That's the main thing. So for a little bit of context, here's what the creek looks like under normal circumstances. Now, it's a little high right now, just a little, but not much. But this is what this branch looks like under normal circumstances. Now this is what it looked like the other day. Y'all, this is the branch behind the hay barn, and usually you could walk across this with a pair of muck boots on, but it is, I don't know how well it's showing up, it is pouring out of the side of the mountain up there, and this thing is full. We're about to come out of the banks down here. Gosh, it's pouring. We've had about 2.5 inches, according to the guys' weather station that's just up the road here. We've had 2.5. We're probably getting closer to 3 now. But I mean, this thing's about to come out of the bank, and it's a mess. I mean, it's just a hot mess. All right, because of that nasty weather that caused us to have so much flooding, we had moved the chickens just the day before. They were here in this area, and we were starting to get, a little bit of a hot spot where the coop was. So we moved them over to here, and we had a lot of water that was running down through this area here, and they ended up in it. And we've still got a lot of water. I'm trying to stay away from those stupid geese. But this is 2 days with the rain, and they're just in a muddy mess. So, what can you do but move them? So that's what we're going to work on now. We're going to work on getting these guys moved. So something else we've done, we've worked to integrate our new chickens, our barred rocks, our Aconas, Easter eggers, and Buff Orpingtons. So we pulled their tractors down here, and all of those chickens are now living together. We've not transitioned them up into the Eggmobile yet. We'll do that in a few days, but for right now, they're all just living inside the same netting, and that seems to be working fine. So they're going to come forward a little bit and up the hill just a tad to get them on a little higher ground. We got more rain coming tomorrow, and so we got some more rain coming tomorrow. So we're going to get them in some more dry area and see if that doesn't help them. This is what you want your fence to look like. Now we've got one right here. We're going to have to fix this because this one post right here is missing the foot, so we're going to tie it together. But this is what your fence ought to look like. Standing up nice and tall, nice and straight, tight, like it ought to be. And I've said this before, the trick on putting this netting up, if you're doing multiple sections, lay it out in the general area where you want it. Put your ends together. Don't put any of it up, but go to the end of each section, put your ends together, tie them together, and then pull your slack out from the middle. So you put this up, all this is laying down, pick it up, start setting it up and pulling it tight. As you go, that'll pull all your slack out. It'll stand up nice and tall, be a good fence, because you don't want this stuff flopping, leaning over, all that kind of stuff. Critters will get in, chickens will get out. It's just a mess. Chickens. All right, you can see it a little better now. It's just a muddy mess. And the other day when we had all that rain, this was standing water. So these chickens they were having to stay up on this side where it was high so they could stay dry. But this down here, now the geese were loving it, but this is what happened. So we just got a muddy mess. Better shape now, all dry, plenty of grass. So I think we're gonna be okay. Got a few stragglers we got to run across, so I don't know what they're after. We'll get them moved. Huh? Oh, okay. All right, I need to change the spear part out on the bale spear because we broke it a couple of weeks ago and I've got a new one to go on here. And this thing is heavy, but you can see right there on the end that let's spin it around here, it's broken right there. Now this thing should go through the back and it should come out right here, and there's a nut that goes on it. So I have got a new one to replace it with. Picked this up at Agri Supply, and the interesting part, or the problem is, this nut, the best I can tell, is 1 5/8 inches. I don't have 1 5/8 inches. So opportunity for new tool incoming. I did look at Harbor Freight, and it don't look like their Icon brand. Don't look like they have a 1 5/8 inch wrench. So we're going to have to just see if we can't cinch it down with some, these are kind of like the Knipex, but see if we can't cinch this down with some pliers. So let's see if this, I think it'll fit. I think otherwise it should be fine. So let's see if this thing will work. Well, except for that thing not being locked in, that ought to hold it. All right, got that hay rolled out. They have. I went down the hill and then out there, and so that's where they are right now. I don't know why they want to eat what you've just rolled out. They walk over perfectly good hay, but they want to stay right where the bale is and eat it right where you most recently have rolled it out. So anyway, but elected to roll it out today, drier, not dry, but drier, and thought it would be a good idea to put the hay down and put a little bit more carbon on the ground because it's a little soft, kind of down here in that swell. It's a little soft down there, and I figured a little extra hay wouldn't hurt anything. Supposed to get some more rain tomorrow. Man, it's messy. It's just soft. All right, let's run out and do a little bit of brooder work because we got those chicks coming tomorrow, and I want to address some comments that we got on the last video. Let's go work on those brooders just a minute. All right, we got our chick starter. That was what I was pouring in here. This is our chick starter to get the baby chick started. I think we're at a 22% protein. I have to look on the tag, but got a good quality chick starter. We got our drinkers in, and we always put, I don't know how to show up, I always put a few rocks in our drinkers along the bottom for the first couple of days, just so the chicks get a little size on them. Don't want to get in there and not be able to get out and drown. Got our feed. Same thing on the other brooder here. Got our rocks, feed, and of course, we've got the lights on. Now, I want to address a couple of comments. I want to address the first part of it, and then I'll address the other part of it. A number of you said, why don't you, instead of breaking all these chickens down into 4 brooders, just use 1 or 2 so that they can conserve a little bit of heat. You can conserve some energy, cuts down on chores, more mass in there, so that'll help keep the chicks warm. Why don't you do that? Great idea. So that's what we're going to do. Got 100 birds coming. Look at her. She wants to help. Got 100 birds coming. We're going to split them up into 50 and 50 for a few days, a week. We'll see how long the brooders can tolerate that number of chicks in them. And another thing I want to mention, I had a gentleman, long-time viewer of the channel, leaves comments on just about every video, left a comment talking about this, and he was very apologetic as he was leaving that comment, and then even went back and left another one apologizing even further. Listen, comments mean the world to us. We appreciate the engagement. I don't know it all. I'm out here hammering it out like everybody else trying to figure it out, and sometimes I don't see the forest for the trees. I think in this particular instance, I was thinking about what the end was going to be, having bigger chicks spread out over more area so that we weren't crowding in a brooder. I was thinking about that and not thinking about the beginning, the start. And it makes a lot of sense to not use all 4 brooders at the beginning, but just use maybe 1 or 2. I've elected to use these 2 because they're, quite frankly, the easiest to keep warm, easy to manage, and that sort of thing. So we're gonna start these out 50 and 50. But I generally can tell if someone is leaving a comment in good faith or if they're trying to be snarky or just be a smarty pants. And on those, I don't remove them. I have the option. I could remove those comments from the videos, but I don't. It shows the algorithm engagement, and that's what helps to push our videos even farther out. So we appreciate comments, thumbs up. We appreciate you watching the videos. If you're going to leave a snarky comment, just know I'm probably not going to respond to it. Sometimes I will, just out of fun, just to kind of mess with people. But yeah, I want you to leave comments. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all watching. It means the world to us, and we enjoy the engagement. You know, we've picked up a lot of ideas from folks. I was just thinking about another project I got going on up there. I'm thinking about starting in the shop, and you know, before I start it, I may show y'all what I'm going to do, and somebody may have a better idea than what I'm thinking about. But to be determined. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. Chicks coming tomorrow. Excited about that and dreading it at the same time. So we'll see how it works out. Like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. And we'll see you on the next video.